welcome to a Quickie with Miss B. Today is your fabulous Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. All this week we've been talking about the weird foods that are found in the United States. If you missed any of those previous episodes, go back and check those out because, man, we found some weird, weird food items along the way.
Got to hear you go, that's weird. I go, really? Because we had it at the house while you were here. That's my favorite. And you liked it. There's that.
Well, there's that.
Just saying.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about deep fried butter.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
Why, people? Why? I just want to know why.
I saw this done, and I cannot.
How do they do this? Is the butter frozen to begin with,
Yeah,
and then they bread it?
They freeze. Now, I saw someone
Chunks
do.
of butter?
Well, I saw someone do. They took sticks and cut them in half the long ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then they stuck a stick through them, and
Yeah.
they were frozen solid. They dipped them in the batter,
Mm-hmm.
and they deep fried them. And what you wound up with was just the crunchy crust soaked on the inside with melted butter.
Ay.
Which is a yummy thing. It's like a buttered biscuit, But taking the butter and adding all you're like, let's take a stick of butter. Okay, number one, who eats a stick of butter?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just
But
weird.
let's get serious here. I'm going to make you eat a stick of butter because I'm going to put all this crap on it and then I'm going to fry it. I mean, it's like, how can you make a stick of butter worse? Oh, I got an idea. What? Let's batter and fry it, shall we? How to take a stick of butter and make it even worse.
It's just, it's butter. It's covered in breading, and then they deep fry it. It's like, who thought that this was a good idea?
Paula Deen.
Especially for your arteries.
Paula Deen.
Has she made that on her show?
Probably, I would guess. That woman adores butter. And I've seen her do things like, look at and she's very serious. I'm going to put in just a little bit of butter, and you'll watch her. She cuts what looks to be like a quadruple pat. And then when she does it, that's what she's saving. She slides the rest off in the pan. You're like, wait a minute, you just slid 3/4 of a stick of butter in there. And she's like,
okay,
we're gonna put that in the gravy. And you're like, wait a minute, that's just how much butter's in the gravy? Yeah. And then you're watching her later on, she's making a little of this, and she slides another stick of butter in there. And before you know it, you're like, how much? Wait a minute. How many sticks of butter are in this?
It just doesn't sound appetizing. And it's not like when you go out to dinner and you see this on the menu in your appetizer section or starters. Yes, I'd like some deep fried butter, please. Now, since we're on the deep fried thing, let's talk about one other thing. And I don't know why people do this. Why do you have to deep fry ravioli? What is wrong with you?
I guess that's people that don't like ravioli.
Then please just don't eat it. Don't deep fry it. It's just wrong.
I saw a plate of it. What was we? We were at some place, a novelty restaurant. I was just having a beer with a bunch of employees, and I was going to leave. And all of a sudden, here comes a tray. Now imagine this. It's a narrow tray, but it's very long. Yeah. And there's in there what appears to be those little loaves of bread, the little ones.
Yeah, the little ones. Yeah.
It looks like one of those. All right, are set in there, and everyone's taking a piece out and they're dipping it in tomato sauce. And they got a cheese sauce and tomato sauce. And I'm looking at it going, hey, you guys are just like getting one of the little mini loaves and done. No, silly, that's fried ravioli. I'm like, we're going, huh? Why would you do that? Oh, you bread it, you dip it in egg wash, you bread it, and then you deep fry it. I'm like, but why? Isn't ravioli awesome like ravioli? If the ravioli's so bad you got to deep fry it, don't eat the ravioli.
Oh, my God. No. Yuck.
Yeah, that's a confusing one.
That's wrong. No.
That's a confusing one.
Well, I was just looking at the list of deep fried things. They also have deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, that's weird.
That to me is weird. It's like, how do you take something that's sweet and crunchy, which is your Oreo cookie, and deep fry it. It's like, I don't get that.
They batter. Now listen, they batter.
They
Literally,
batter it.
they dip them in batter and throw them in there. But then when they're hot in the middle, they're hot in the middle. So all that creamy center is now liquid flowing around inside.
Yuck. Oh, deep fried pickles. I've
now,
had those.
I
have had those.
I've had them, and if they're done right, they were okay if they're done right.
Yuck. No,
the one that everybody loved, I always found to be so greasy it was miserable. It was miserable. I went out once and ordered it myself to try it. Did not like it. Then somebody else ordered it at a restaurant. It was at Chili's, I believe, is where you get it at. It's called a Bloomin Onion.
Oh yes, I've had those before too.
But they're just grease bombs.
They're very greasy. Bloomin Onion.
But I don't know. It's just you can't get the grease out of it. They do this thing, and I mean, every inch of this thing becomes a soggy, greasy. So I mean, it's like no joke. Imagine all those crispy onion rings, right?
Yeah.
Now cover them in liquid. Just drizzle fat all over them.
Yep, that's it.
To the point they're nice and soggy, though.
Yeah.
That's what the Bloomin' Onion was.
Yeah.
Every one I ever got, I never got a crunchy one, not one time.
I don't think I've ever gotten one either. Have you tried deep fried green beans?
Yes,
no, that's weird to me.
But hold on now. There's two ways of doing this, okay? Now, there's a way that was perfected in China and Japan, all right, which I forget the name of it, but they use a very thin coating. And it's flash fried, so it comes out still crunchy like the green bean with a little bit of this. What is that called? I'm trying to think what they call that. It's a Japanese method for deep frying, and they use a very thin flour, and it's not greasy at all, not at all. I'm trying to think I can't think what they call it. I think it starts with a T, but it's really popular. I've had that, and they served carrots, green beans, squash flowers, and a few other things, and it was actually very good. But what's funny is though, Christine, there's no greasiness to it at all.
Really?
Not in the least bit. I wish everybody would fry stuff like that. I'm trying to think what that was called.
Oh my God! Somebody did jelly belly beans.
See, that's just weird.
They deep fried them. That's just weird. Well, yuck. Deep fried pizza. Can you imagine? No, why? I don't know. Yuck. And Kool-Aid too. Yuck.
Wait a minute. What? Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid, yeah.
How do you deep fry Kool-Aid?
I don't know, but they got a picture of it here. It says Kool-Aid. It says with extra sprinkle of Kool-Aid powder over the top instead of powdered sugar. That's a sugar high waiting to happen. Woo! Yuck. Ugh. Enough of the deep fried stuff. Oh. Okay, we need to take a break because I'm getting heartburn. Tums, anyone? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to A Quickie with Miss B. If you missed the first half of the episode on this fabulous Friday, go back and check that out. And as always, thanks for joining us. Well, this week we've been talking about the weird foods found in the United States. And let me tell you, there's been some strange ones. I don't even know what to think of some of this.
The garbage one I would have to go hide.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the last one for the day for this week.
What in the world have you got on the plate now?
Red hot dogs.
What's wrong with red hot dogs?
Oh my goodness. Okay, now let me explain something, people. When we went on vacation, we went out to see John, and as we were at John's house, he says, "What do you want for dinner this one night?" And we were kind of like at a loss for what to have. So he says, "We should have hot dogs." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we need to have red snappers." I'm like, "What the hell?"
Red snap us, people.
You're used to a hot dog being a tan or brown color on the outside. He brings in these hot dogs, and they're red on the outside. and brown on the inside.
And they snap with every bite, don't they? When you take a bite, does it snap every time?
Yes. But let me add, if that wasn't strange enough, then he says, well, here, you got to put it on a bun. We're like, okay. Not a bun that I'm used to seeing. Nope. Let's put it on a square bun.
How else are you going to toast both sides if it's not toastable? Round buns, you can't toast them.
You can toast them.
You got to toast the bun. So we butter it. We butter the buns, and then we put them in the toaster oven. They get nice and crunchy. And it was very crunchy, wasn't it, on the outside?
Mm-hmm.
But it's very pillowy on the inside.
But it's red, and then it's a square bun. It just doesn't compute in my brain.
But it was the best hot dog.
A red hot dog.
It had to be one of the best hot dogs you've ever had, though.
Those wieners were expensive, though, weren't they?
Oh, they are silly. $30.
Mm-hmm.
A pound of them was $20-some-odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not something you have at every barbecue.
No.
But it's a.
Oh man, you'd go broke.
Yeah, it's a fancy thing. But they're the best hot dog you can buy. You can go to the plant and see them make those things. It's the best hot dog you can buy. All 100% natural stuff. But I mean, not a list of You're talking. You got beef, you got pork, you got spices, you got your casing, and the casing is dyed. That's it. We're done.
The casing is dyed red.
Yeah.
It's a red hot dog.
Yeah.
I still can't get over that. I'm never going to get over that. It's a red hot dog. Hey, what do you want to have for dinner? Let's have a red hot dog.
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah.
On a square bun.
Yeah.
Toasted.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute in my brain.
Oh,
it just does not compute.
A little Satan sauce mustard on there. Oh, you're an absolute head. Your husband ate that.
Weirdest thing.
Your husband ate those till he was stuffed both times.
I know. He did. He really, really enjoyed them. He enjoyed them so much. In fact, he was like, we should get some. And then when he saw the price, he's like, yeah, no, I think we better skip that.
Maybe not, Yeah. If we get some and have them shipped. Oh, no. I had one friend who was like, I'll just have them shipped down. I'm like, oh, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get 2.5 pounds of them for $40. Now ship them. Cold shipping. Yeah, that's going to cost another $40.
Where would you even get them? I mean, how do you order them online? Where would you order them?
Jordan's Meats. They ship them.
They do?
There's rich.
They ship them right from the plant there?
There's rich people all over the place. They go, it's the best
hot dog It's
the best hot dog in the world. And they're going to have a dinner party or they're going to have a barbecue and they live out in, I don't know, somewhere in California where they're just dripping money. They're like, you know what? I went to Maine once. They had the best hot dog in the world. Came on a square bun. Let's order the buns and the hot dogs. Have them overnighted. They can do that.
Yeah.
They can. But
it's weird though. I mean, come on. If you're somebody that is not, I didn't grow up in that area. I don't know what anything is all about. And then you approach me and you go, "We're gonna have hot dogs." Okay. And then you give me one and it's red. And I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this hot dog? It's red. This is not normal color.
They're wonderful. And then every time you take a bite, it goes, when you bite through it, it literally snaps when you bite through it. It's a red snapper. Mm-hmm. That's the casing, and it's just got a crunch to it. It's just awesome. Awesome. Little Satan sauce mustard on there. Woo!
Oh, I don't know if I'd call it awesome, but it was an experience that I will never forget.
That's right. Jules even asked for them again.
Yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't sure that she was going to, enjoy it because both of us were kind of like, it's red. We just couldn't get past the color of the hot dog being red.
But the flavor,
it was weird.
The flavor is unbelievable, isn't it?
But you can tell that it's all natural because I am not a hot dog person. I will be the first one to admit I don't do hot dogs. So when you said, let's have hot dogs, I'm like, oh my God, you know how much crap is in the hot dogs?
Not these.
And then when you told me, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that doesn't sound so bad. And then you served them and they were red. And I was like, okay. They're red.
Got to get past that first part.
But in all actuality, they were really good.
No, they're just an incredible hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, I've had where was I at? Somewhere down south, and they don't eat hot. He wasn't. They wouldn't eat. They weren't eating hot dogs. Everything they did was sausage, sausage, sausage,
Oh
sausage.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, these people are like, we should do? We should do some sausages, and you're like, sausages. They're putting them on buns like a hot dog,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I thought was a dream come true. You want to slap a giant sausage on a hot dog bun and call it a hot dog? Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
I can roll with that.
Yeah. Now what they were doing with theirs was they say they're going to grill them, and it's very confusing at first. You see a guy walk out with the big aluminum pan, the throwaway aluminum pans.
Yeah.
He walks out and puts one on the top and one on the bottom of the grill. And then you see these things are full, Christine. They're full of onions and they're full of sausages. And he's sitting there cracking open beers and just dumping them on top of it. You're going, what is going on? I thought we were grilling.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets them in there and he closes the lid and they just sit there. And they're boiling in this beer.
Yeah.
And then you watch him open it up and there's not a lot of beer left, but there's kind of almost like a syrupiness to this beer now. It's gone sweet. All right. Now he's pulling them out of there and throwing them on the grill.
Yeah.
All right. Now he starts grilling them and getting them all crunchy and crusty. I hadn't had crunchy, crusty before. The outside, you're literally almost burning the outside, but the inside's perfect. And then they're just slapping those on a bun, throwing ketchup and mustard on them. They frown on you for ketchup. They prefer just mustard. I'm like, why do you care what I put on my sausage? Why does it bother you? But but they're putting on mustard. It's like
there you go.
They love that. They thought that was the most incredible thing. So you're having those instead of hot dogs and burgers.
And on that note, we need to be done. Everybody have a fabulous weekend. Come back next week. Don't know what the topic will be, but enjoy the weekend.
We'll see you there.